Hi guys, it's Wolverine here, guys. It is Tuesday night, and I just want to say thank you so much for joining the live call. It was a very special live call. It's probably one of the best live calls we've ever had, right? And the amount of information that was coming out, which was unbelievable. Thanks to Mike and Jennifer and Donnie as well. So I'd like to thank those three colleagues have done an extremely incredible job, and it's been very emotional because there's a lot of things you guys don't know, or what I've been receiving, the calls I received, is that we are definitely now not close because it's already actually started in a sense. We've already been given the green light for certain bondholders. Everything now is coming for, this is a reality, right? And I'm very certain, and if God can hear us, that tomorrow the notifications should be coming out for the currency. We need actually the appointments for the redemption center so we can have access to those med beds. A lot of bondholders like myself, we're a different kettle of fish because we get paid directly into our bank account. We don't need to go to redemption center. Just a totally different arrangement, right? It's the wells that have to go there, not us. But that's why I need those notifications to come in, so we can go in there and get that medbed appointment. Obviously, we exchange our currency as well. That's why we need that. And if you guys can join me actually in prayer at 6:30 a.m., that's in the morning, Eastern Standard Time, which is New York time. For us Aussies, it will be 10:30 at night if you want to join us. We need actually God to hear us. And we're tired. We're tired of this, right? And I want this so much, right? So we can be free and just relax for a time being. I need to chill out, guys. I am so tired. Then after that, I need to work on the humanitarian projects, and yeah, I just can't wait. I can't wait for this to happen, right? And this is what we've been waiting for so many years. Okay, that's all I have for you at the moment, guys. All right. I'd like to thank you so much for all the support. And if I've by any chance that I've done anything wrong, I offer my sincere apology. It's been absolutely stressful for me to do this. It hasn't been easy, right? It has affected actually my health, certain things. But I'm still here. I've never been a quitter, right? And I know there's a lot of people suffering right now, and they need to know what's happening. I just like to thank God for giving me this opportunity to be here for you. I think it was God's calling that I was able to help in some way. I'd like to thank actually all the intel providers as well. Mike, Gentil, Skye, or Kerri, her name now. Her real name's Kerri. Not to change, also Texas Snake, Mark said, Bruce, the guys from PPN, right? My friend Thomas, all the people that are trying, that they put a little grain of sand actually in terms of helping us, giving us that hope that this is really coming. All right, that's all I have for you at the moment, guys. God bless you, and I'll see you at 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And remember, for us Aussies, it will be 10:30 p.m. All right, take care, guys. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.
Okay, so that was Mark Z this morning. Interesting information. Coincides with what I've been getting. Now, the first thing he mentioned was the bond people waiting to get their contracts. What does this mean? Well, I know of 3 bond holders who had paper bonds, like Super Pacelli bonds, railroad bonds from the Philippines and China and other places, and German railroad bonds and that sort of thing, Yellow Dragon bonds, who exchanged last week. They did not exchange. They were paid out last week. They were paid out in fiat currency before they were able to leave the bank. And I cannot tell you which bank it was, but it's one of the 4 majors we've heard of in this process. They were stopped, and the people on the currency side of the house said, hey, we understand you also have some currency, apparently, because they were customers of this bank. And they went and checked the records and said, oh, this guy sold currency. And they said, would you like to schedule your currency exchange appointment before you leave? And of course, the 3 bondholders who got paid and have liquid money and are spending it like drunken sailors said, sure. So they were scheduled, and they could not schedule before Tuesday. So the first appointments are on Tuesday. Another one has an appointment for Wednesday. This corresponds to what Mark is saying about Tuesday, Wednesday, bond people are going to get their payouts. Now, there are other people like the broker, who is one of my contacts, who's involved with this stuff, has been negotiating. It's hard to describe, and I don't even know if I can really say this, but they've been negotiating private bond buyouts and gold buyouts. What this means is that these private bonds, privately held bonds, and gold, like the golden guns you've heard about a little bit, are being brought on ledger, being brought in from wherever they have been hiding for the last 150, 200, 300, 1,000 years, waiting for this moment. They've been brought in. Prices are being negotiated for what the holders will get in return for bringing their assets on ledger. And these assets will be funding our currency exchanges. Those people on the broker side of it expect to receive payments on the German bonds Monday, Tuesday, and or Wednesday. Last thing I got from him is everything is looking good. Nothing has changed from a few days ago. So we have bond people getting paid out. We have bond people that have been paid out that have currency appointments scheduled for Tuesday, Wednesday, and so on. What's the significance of that? What's significant about Tuesday? Well, on Tuesday, Donald Trump, of course, is going to be giving a quasi State of the Union address. He said on Truth Social, it's going to be a big deal. You should tune in. Now, we don't know exactly what's going to be in this speech. We are all expecting something big. I am expecting something big, like a return to the gold standard. Getting rid of Richard Nixon's decision to take us off the gold standard in 1971. Now, that was forced. Nixon's hand was forced to go to a completely fiat-backed currency because of high inflation and the fact that our enemies, like England, started calling in their gold-backed dollars. They started wanting to get paid or take the gold in exchange rather than our dollar. So that's what forced Nixon to do that. Crown of England, Rothschild Bank of France, all made these big runs on U.S. gold. So at that time, we had about 8,100 metric tons of gold in Fort Knox. We have been working, obviously, to acquire a lot more since then. So if Trump is going to return us to a gold standard on our currency, where our paper currency is exchangeable for gold, we got to have a lot more gold than the 8,100 metric tons we had. Because I think in World War II, after they confiscated all the gold, we had like 40,000 tons, and it was down to 8,100 tons when Nixon pulled the trigger. So that's one thing that could happen. Now, I don't know for a fact that that's what he's going to do. I don't have any hints or intel on that, but I will tell you this, and this is really, really, I find this really interesting. There is a meeting taking place tomorrow. Between Arab states, and it is being called an emergency meeting. Emergency Arab Summit just hours before the State of the Union. Very interesting. They're hosting an emergency Arab Summit ahead of the State of the Union of Trump. The Iraqi president just landed. Iraq president, according to Shafak News, arrives in Cairo for an emergency Arab Summit. This is financial. So there's no question that something interesting is happening over there. Something having to do with what they expect to be in Donald Trump's, let's just call it a State of the Union speech. Okay, meanwhile, other things that have happened in Iraq. There was a meeting scheduled for today or tomorrow with Kurdistan, in Kurdistan, to finalize the so-called hydrocarbon law agreement, the HCL agreement. How many times have we heard that over the years? A lot. It's done, it's not done. Oh, yes, it's done, it's not done. However, I'm told that that meeting is not taking place today. I'm told it took place on Saturday. It's already been done, and the agreements have been finalized, and things have signed off. I am told that a certain extremely powerful world leader, who may think this is huge news, signed off on moving forward with the currency reset on Friday before he left for Florida. Mark also told you they expect there to be some movement on CMKX. What is CMKX? It is a stock that was short sold. A lot of investors in this stock 15, 20 years ago got ripped off pretty much by the US government. It's a long, complicated story. They are under the fines and penalties aspect of the currency reset. They expect to be paid on Tuesday. Certain world leader who apparently signed off on a revaluation currency reset on Friday is giving a speech on Tuesday. The Arabs are apparently, unless Amar just made this completely up, and I'll have to go check Shafak News, somebody else will, are having an emergency meeting tomorrow. That's actually going to be tomorrow in Cairo pretty soon. So I don't know when that meeting's taking place, ahead of President Trump's speech to not just the country, but the world. In addition to that, and this is not news, I can tell you this. I've been kind of sitting on this, and I've kind of hinted at it, but I was given a timeline 3 weeks ago. Let me drop this. I was given a timeline 3 weeks ago. And in order for that timeline to come true, I will need to exchange my currency probably this week. Probably before Friday, when I leave for the Quantum Summit 2.0 in Cape Canaveral, Florida, link in the description. So literally everything that's out there that is news associated with gold standards and currencies and finances is focused like a laser on Trump's speech tomorrow night.
Forwarded from Sock Puppet. You asked, and here is the answer. This is from someone who knows bonds. Here is a picture and description of the Super Picelli Chinese historical sovereign bond for you. Only because you asked. Only $950. Okay, so sold by eBay. Sold via eBay. Look at that. That'd be worth a lot. 1913 Super Pacelli uncancelled gold bond with passcode authentication. Chinese Republic. £20, 5% Lung Sing Yuhei Railway. INV hashtag FB 5128 bond. Wow, that'll be rare. I wonder how much that's worth. Country China, denomination £20 or 20 British pound. Years 1913. Colour blue, red and black. Government of the Chinese Republic. 5% gold loan of 1913. Lung Sing Yuhei Railway of 10 million sterling bond for £20 denomination with passcode authentication. Article relating to this Chinese item. It's got the link there. Wow. Anyway, I'll put the link in the description. Condition, extremely fine. Bond is a document of title for a loan. Bonds are issued not only by businesses but also by national, state or city governments or other public bodies, or sometimes by individuals. Bonds are a loan to the company or other body. They are normally repayable within a stated period of time. Bonds earn interest at a fixed rate, which must usually be paid by the undertaking regardless of its financial results. A bondholder is a creditor of the undertaking. Item order may not be exact piece shown. All original and authentic. Price $975. Whoa, look at that. That is definitely rare. I'll put the link in the description.
Hey guys, so I just received a message. It was very, very short with no other details. And it said med beds for humanitarians are imminent. Any hour, any day. Okay, so just if you're doing projects and all of that, just be very, very prepared. Okay, very prepared. And it sounds like it's going to be quite interesting. Okay, and what I mean by that is your safety is number one priority. Okay, because you will know the location of the med beds, and there's a lot of desperate people that will also want to know the location of the med beds. So take your safety and security seriously. Okay, this is not a laughing matter. This is serious. The main players of the deep state might have been taken out, but there's still many desperate, millions and millions of desperate people who potentially will do anything to be treated. Okay, so take your safety seriously. This is not a joke. Okay, and all the best of luck. Okay, enjoy.
Exclusive, shocking revelations. The truth of the blessing. Dear brothers and sisters of the Antonio Diogenes community, from the table of Antonio Diogenes, we send you a greeting overflowing with love, gratitude, and news that will make your souls vibrate with emotion. With the certainty that faith gives us and the commitment that unites us, we announce that upon the completion of this divine process, we will share the received blessings with all the members of this channel who have believed in us and given us their unconditional support. Yes, dear brothers, from our resources will spring forth the generosity that will transform lives, and together we will make this world a better place, a reflection of heaven on earth. This process, beloved brothers, moves forward with the unstoppable force of divine grace. It is our heartfelt duty to inform you that each group, each soul on this path, has a unique process to follow as dictated by celestial wisdom. See how many of the great whales have already completed their cycle and now spend their resources around the world bringing light to every corner. Likewise, many of the major holders have begun their own process, demonstrating that everything is real and manifesting in a wonderful way. But dear brothers, it is of utmost importance that you understand that everything has its time, a prudent time that we must embrace with patience and trust. This process consists of various steps and flows under the loving guidance of heaven. Moreover, many humanitarian aid projects have moved past their study phase and now stand firm in the planning phase. At this moment, work is being done on defining the detailed scope, developing the work breakdown structure, unifying the schedule, the quality and communications plan, and the procurement plan. Each step is a brick in the building of humanitarian aid that we will soon see rise in splendor. Yes, brothers, this process of aid is as real as the beating of your hearts, and it is not alone. Other processes worldwide are also advancing, weaving a global network of hope. The key, dear brothers, is perseverance, maintaining a high vibration, and tuning in to the frequency of love. Only in this way, with our souls elevated and united in this spiritual dance, will everything manifest even faster. Imagine positively, every act of kindness is a gust of wind that propels the sails of this ship toward the harbor of abundance. From the table of Antonio Diogenes, we assure you that you do not walk alone. Your faith sustains us, and with that same faith, we promise that the blessings will reach your hands and your lives because you are the root of this shared dream. Together, with hands intertwined and hearts open, we will make this place a beacon of light, a living testimony to the power of love and unity. With all our love and gratitude, Antonio Diogenes.
Okay, so we've got some awesome information regarding the Jazara payments. Posted from Wolverine today, 03/03/25. Money has already been deposited in the accounts of all Jazara projects in the 29 countries and also in all the individual accounts of its members. Please wait for notifications in your emails. Frank Gonzalez Solis, Jazara informant. And JR commented, Yahoo! Wolverine also commented, I have spoken to someone higher and he said this is our week. God bless you all, Wolverine. So let's just wait and see what Trump has to say on the 4th of March. And also what's going on in Iraq is positive. We're just waiting for a rate because I've posted information in regards to the resumption of oil in Kurdistan, and let's just hope that this week is our week. Texas Snake. Having spent so many years in the investment banking business, I wish to call to everyone's attention that Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays are the best days for bankers to conduct business with scheduling and exchanging. I say this for folks to remain alert as we head into the balance of this week. Forwarded from A2Z Dreams RV and XRP channel. Last paragraph. Earlier, Iraq's Deputy Prime Minister for Energy Affairs and Minister of Oil, Hayan Abdul Ghani, confirmed the resumption of oil exports from the Kurdistan region through the Turkish port would begin within hours. This is the best news that I've heard today. Forwarded from Adam Stevens, he comments, Okay everyone, Smooth Ray just posted this on X. I've been feeling the same thing right now. Our president's speech tomorrow is more important that we can understand right now. So this would have been posted 3rd of March by Smooth Ray on X. Alert, US Treasury will order the CBI. Damn, I had to reread my own post below and from the article today coming from Iraq confirming who's really in charge of the Central Bank of Iraq, CBI, and when it all comes down to the individual that is the head executor of all central banks, including the US Treasury, the one everyone worldwide capitulated to 2016 to 2020, and who will decide when to flip that switch and to finally order the puppets at the CBI, Governor Al-Alak, Prime Minister Al-Sudani, to change the dinar rate is no other than the Commander-in-Chief, POTUS 47, President Donald J. Trump. He's in full control and a smooth operator. Theoretical theatre and instability is being shown and presented to us. All a show. Yesterday I read a post by A2Z, Dreams RV and XRP channel. I don't know which channel I sourced that from, but it basically stated, well, that was the 3rd of March, she would have posted that, maybe the 2nd of March. It basically stated that the oil minister of Iraq, Hayan, can't remember the rest of his name, had stated that oil exports will resume from Kurdistan in a few hours. So as I said, that may have been posted yesterday the 3rd or may have been posted on the 2nd. And then Ariel posted on X in regards to the CBI. Now going back to what A2Z had announced, because in order for them to resume oil, they need to have a rate. And I also posted the other day, the spokesperson for Apikur company, they're wanting to resume oil, resumption of oil, but they need a guarantee before they sign the papers. Basically, Iraq needs to announce a rate. None of these companies are going to sign any legal documents until Iraq can confirm what the rate will be. And then Ariel had also stated that the CBI need to evaluate the statistics of the oil revenue. What type of bullshit is that? That is them making more excuses. And that he also stated that the change of rate may be from the 5th to the 7th. That nobody should give dates, because there's a military, Alliance military, they're the ones that control the RV. We don't know if they were on the Julian, Gregorian, or the Q clock. That's according to Wyatt when I posted that Chance's live chat. When Wyatt on Telegram, he's known as Captain Marvel. And he stated that, like what I said, we don't know what calendar the military are using. They do that deliberately for security purposes. And just like what Bruce was saying, that in order for the RV to happen, security needs to be at number 1. We are currently at number 2. I don't know what rating we are at the moment. That's why Trump has been removing all these bad illegals. Because it's been found out that we're going to track all the humanitarians when they go to the appointments. So all these bad illegals have been removed and sent back to their own countries. And he said either where he gets his intel from, either between the 5th to the 7th of March, or could be in a few weeks. And then this intel comes, which is basically saying it to the head of CBI, elected by Donald Trump. Trump is the one that pulls the trigger. As for them having to ascertain and estimating their oil revenues, that's just like I said, is them making more excuses. Because Sudani still wants to secretly help Iran. It's either they announce a rate and move along with the status quo, resume oil exports, like what Trump wants, and announce a rate. Because at the end of the day, America has invested billions of dollars in the restructuring of Iraq. Like Trump had said in an interview, can't remember with which media person, is that he has 35 billion of Iraqi dinar stored within the US Treasury, and he's waiting to get paid. So, he's the boss. So hopefully hopefully something great will come from the outcome of Trump's speech tomorrow. And in my opinion, I think it's too early to talk about the Republic inauguration. Like, he's got some shocking things to reveal that's going to all the deep state minions. The deep state will be crumbling in their shoes. They should be shit scared. But oh well. Let's just hope that everything goes as planned, and hopefully, as Wolverine says, that pray that this is our week. Because honestly, you're tired, I'm tired, and we just want to move along with our life and help humanity. Well, that's what we said here. We're here to help humanity. Happiness cannot be travelled to, owned, earned, worn, or consumed. Happiness is the spiritual experience of living every minute with love, grace, and gratitude. What makes you happy?